Welcome to Books Under Your Bed. I'm Wesley McCraw. I'm an indie author, and today I'm going to be reviewing a book by Miranda called All Fours. I read this pretty much in one go. I was going to review it for my Pride Month reviews, but here we are. Anyways, it's a queer literary fiction novel about a woman who's an artist. She's 45. She doesn't quite realize at the beginning that she's having symptoms of premenopause. Um, and she decides to take a road trip from the West Coast to New York City. I think she lives in LA. So she drives on a road trip for about a half an hour before she pulls off and stays in a motel, and then pretends that she's on her trip to New York City and has kind of a midlife-y type crisis while staying in the hotel. There's lots of sort of what people would qualify as like quirky, bizarre situations, but I don't really think of them like that. I think that like life in general can be pretty bizarre and strange, and so it's really just depicting life in a more honest interpretation. It's very observant of human behavior and how strange we can be when we're not performing for other people, when it's just the thoughts in our head, um, especially if we follow those thoughts, and allow those sort of compulsions to dictate our behavior. This is only made more extreme when she gets infatuated with this random guy. Sort of the chemicals that make somebody fall in love can make people act in ways that they wouldn't normally. And this book definitely explores a lot of that. One, the like infatuation phase, the love chemicals that wash your brain, and make you so that you have to think about the person constantly. And when you're not around them, it feels like sort of withdrawal. And then the even harsher withdrawal when things don't work out. I think this book does a super amazing job of like capturing that irrational feeling that sort of just makes you feel like your mind and body are out of your control. I love this book. I felt like it falls apart a little bit near the end. Maybe on a second reading, I would get some of what it's trying to do in its last act, but I felt like the last act felt a little bit more forced than the natural evolution of the earlier sections of the book. I'm curious what any of you thought if you read All Fours. Thanks for listening to this review. I'll have another review out soon.